Hello everybody. On this day in 2019, an important funeral was held in Iceland, a funeral that had significance not just locally but globally. It was the funeral of a glacier, and funerals for glaciers have taken place in other countries too, in Switzerland, in Mexico, in the United States. And a glacier dies when it ceases to move forward. That's the nature of glaciers, gradually to expand. But when the temperature reaches a certain level so that it ceases to move, a glacier is said to have died. And this funeral, attended by world leaders, as well as scientists and other experts, included the raising of a plaque which said on it, OK, that's the name of the glacier. OK is the first Icelandic glacier to lose its status as a glacier. In the next 200 years, all our glaciers are expected to follow the same path. This monument is to acknowledge that we know what is happening and what needs to be done. Only you know if we did it. A fairly stark and slightly depressing reminder of the importance of working for climate change, something I'm sure that none of us need reminding to do. But I think that the acknowledgement, the grief that a funeral involves, the acknowledgement that actually that glacier is dead, reminds us that there are other aspects of our natural world that are dying because of the warming climate. And I think if we can identify the grief that brings to us, as one does at a funeral, that will energise us to do even more than we perhaps are at the moment, to try and persuade governments, who are after all really the only people who can do anything about this, to make the necessary changes quickly. But the other thing about a funeral, of course, is that it reminds us all, when we attend one, of our mortality. And I think the funeral for a glacier reminds us that the whole world of nature is, in a sense, mortal because of the way that the climate is going. And indeed, so are we. And often if you go to a funeral for someone that you love, it's very sad, but it also reminds us that other people that we love will also one day die, as indeed we will, and inspires us to make the best of their company, to enjoy who they are even more than we otherwise would have done, because we know that enjoyment may be limited. And so today I think the point of a funeral for a glacier is partly to remind us to make the best of the enjoyment that we can have from the natural world before it goes the way which it does seem that much of it seems to be going, and to really delight in the natural world that we see, as well as protecting it, as well as doing what we can to combat the warming process, just to enjoy what we see around us, because we know that it may not be there forever.